5 is arithmetic series. One thing that must be mentioned, in an arithmetic series, also known as AP, usually the nth term un is given by a plus n minus 1 d, and we refer to it as un, the nth term. Here what they have given is that they have made their own nth term, and instead of calling it un as 2n minus 5, they are calling it ur as 2r minus 5. So that's what they're actually telling us. They're just making up an nth term rule, and instead of using the word n, they're using the word r. So the rth term of an arithmetic series is 2r minus 5, same as the nth term of an arithmetic series is 2n minus 5. So that's what they're referring to. That's it. Nothing else, nothing different. So write down the first three terms. So the first term would be u1. u1 means just put the value of 1 here. It would be 2 into 1 minus 5. This would be minus 3. This is more of a recursion series of a sum where they give the nth term and the next term has to be found. It's something like that. So the next one is u2. Is if you put 2, r equals to 2, it would be 2 to the 4, minus 5 is minus 1. Then u3 would be 2 into 3 is 6. 6 minus 5 is going to be 1. So these are the first three terms. Now it's always a good idea to restate the answers. So u1 equals to minus 3, u2 equals to minus 1, and u3 equals to 1. It's always a good idea to restate the answers. Now the next one, B, is state the common difference. Now we know the common difference is the next term subtract the previous term. So the common difference would be u2 minus u1, and we know that u2 is minus 1, so it would be minus 1 minus, and u1 is minus 3, so minus 1 minus minus 3, it would be minus 1 plus 3, so 3 minus 1 is 2, so the common difference is 2. Now question number C, they are telling us to find the summation of r equals to 1 up to n, and they have given an expression and we have to show that it is like that. We know summation means sum of n terms. So sum of n terms formula is n by 2 twice a plus n minus 1 common difference, and this is the same as summation where it means first n terms are equals to 1 to n. That's what it means. So the question is, let me copy the question. So this is it. This is summation of r equals to 1 to n and 2r minus 5. This is what we do. So when we put r equals to 1, we have the first term minus 3, r equals to 2, we have the second term minus 1, we have the third term like this, and it goes on, plus dot dot goes on. So summation means finding the sum of n terms. So we do n by 2 twice a is minus 3 plus n minus 1, common difference is 2, and we simplify this to n minus 8, and we take 2 common. It would be n minus 4. This 2 and this 2 cancels, and we have proved it. This is what we had to do. The next one is transformation. Now in transformation, the first transformation is y equals to minus fx. Now we know that minus fx is reflection on the x-axis. So fx is considered this positive y. After all, it is called y equals to fx, and minus fx is minus y. So from here to here it flips, so it is a reflection on the x-axis. Now if you want to reflect this picture on the x-axis, then this would go up and this would be down, so it would be like this. This would be the mirror image. So this is what this looks like. It would be like this, and the x would be the same, 2 and 4, because here this is where they reflect, so it would be unchanged, and here the x coordinate coming from here to here would also be unchanged. What will be changed is the y coordinate minus 2 will now go up, so it would be plus 2. So this would be the transformation of fx into y equals to minus fx. The next transformation is y equals to f twice x. Now f twice x is like fx, and it's called stretching. And stretching, there are two stretching, one is a fx and the other one is fx. Here the special thing is we divide the x coordinate with a, not multiply. We divide the x coordinate with a whenever it is fx. So the original picture would look pretty much the same. The picture would be the same. There would be change in terms of coordinates. So the x coordinate previously was 2, so it would be 2 divided by 2, 1. Remember, 2x means x divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 3 divided by 2 is 3 by 2, while the y will remain unchanged. So this will be the transformation of y equals to f twice x. The next one is coordinate geometry, what we call a coordinate geometry curve sum. Here actually we have to find the equation of a line, but since the line is a tangent to a curve or a normal to a curve, we refer to this sum as coordinate geometry curve sum. Now here the first thing we have to do is find the derivative. They have mentioned that there is a point on the curve and that point has x coordinate 1. Remember, the name of the curve is capital letter C. Name of the point is capital letter P. So this might seem a little bit strange because we are using capital letters to name the curve, and we are also using capital letters to name the point, and we only know the x coordinate of the point. So the first question is find the derivative. Now this looks rather complicated, so we need to simplify it because in C1 we have only the addition rule. So what we can do, we can write out the question and divide this x into addition by dividing it. We just write 4x squared plus 5 by x minus x by x. So this thing, if we take the x upstairs, it becomes x to the power minus 1, and this x and this x cancels off, and we can write 1. So when we differentiate this, the derivative of y is dy by dx. The derivative of 4x squared is 4 to the 8, x 1 power will decrease, minus 5 into minus 1 is minus 5, power will decrease by 1, minus 2, and this becomes 0. So this is the derivative. For simplifying this, I've just brought this negative power downstairs, otherwise it looks a bit strange during calculation. Now they said find the dy by dx at point P where x coordinate equals to 1. So that question was at P x coordinate was 1, and show that dy by dx is 3. So we have to show dy by dx is 3. So let's put the value dy by dx equals to 8 into 1 minus 5 by 1 squared. So 8 1s are 8 minus 5 by 1 is 5, so 3. So the gradient at the point P where x equals to 1, it's 3. Now let's do the next one, question number B. In question number B they told us to find the gradient of the tangent. Okay, so one thing that we need to remember, it's because the main question is find the equation of a line. No matter what type of line it is, the equation of the line is the same. So if you have a point x1 y1, and if you know the gradient m, the equation of the line is y minus y coordinate of the point equals to m, x minus x coordinate of the point. So that's how this works. So, and another thing is the gradient rule. The gradient rule for this particular line is it's a tangent. So we have a curve and we have a point where we have a tangent to this curve. So this line is a tangent. So the gradient rule of a tangent is that gradient of tangent is equals to gradient of curve at a particular point, which is dy by dx. So the gradient of a tangent is dy by dx. So the first thing that we can write here is gradient of tangent equals to 3, because that's the gradient of the curve at the point P. Now the next thing we need is a point, because for finding the equation of a line we need a point and the gradient. We already found the gradient, now we need the point. Now for that we only know the y coordinate. We only need to know the y coordinate. We know the x coordinate is 1, so we need to know the y coordinate. So we can just put it here. There's no space here, let me just do it here. So at P x equals to 1, so y equals to, we cannot put it at dy by dx because that's the gradient, we have to put it at y. So 4 1 square plus 5 minus 1 divided by 1. So 4 plus 5 minus 1 is 4 by 1 is 4 equals to 8. So the coordinates of P is 1, 8. So equation of tangent line is y minus y coordinate of the point equals to gradient is 3, x minus x coordinate of the point. So if we simplify it, y minus 8 equals to thrice x minus 3. The convention is always to write the answer in integers. That's the convention and it needs to be remembered. So thrice x plus 8 minus 3 is going to be plus 5. So this is the equation of the tangent. Now here the final question is, this tangent meets the x-axis at the point k0. Now we know at the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0, y equals to 0. So in this tangent equation, if we put y equals to 0, we'll find the value of x. Where does the tangent cut the x-axis? It would be thrice x equals to minus 5. Therefore x equals to minus 5 by 3. This is the x coordinate where it cuts the x-axis. It cuts the x-axis at minus 5 by 3 comma 0, but they mentioned that the x coordinate is k, so the value of k is going to be, therefore the value of k is going to be minus 5 by 3. So that's the coordinate geometry sum. The next one is another coordinate geometry sum, but this time it's a coordinate geometry line sum where we have to find the equation of a line with respect to another line. So this is a coordinate geometry sum, but this one we can refer to it as a line sum. So what we have here is we have a couple of lines and we have the coordinates of A, coordinates of B, coordinates of C and coordinates of D. All this information is given. We have to find the value of P and Q. So the first one, 8A, the first one is that find the coordinates of P and Q. So let's see what's P and Q. We know that D is the midpoint of AC. That means this and this is equal, and we know the formula for the midpoint. The formula for the midpoint is, let me write it out here, it is going to be let me write it out here. If it has midpoint, the x coordinate of the midpoint is x1 plus x2 by 2. The y coordinate of the midpoint is y1 plus y2 by 2. So that means if you have a point A which is x1 y1, if you have the point B which is x2 y2, then the midpoint M, whose coordinate is x and y, the x coordinate is going to be x1 plus x2 by 2 and the y coordinate of the midpoint is going to be y1 plus y2 by 2. So that's the rule of finding the midpoint. Now we already know that the midpoint is D. So if we write midpoint D, we can write the x coordinate of D, 8, is equals to x1 which is 1 plus x2 which is P by 2. So from this we can write 8 2s are 16 equals to 1 plus P. Therefore P equals to 16 minus 1, 15. Then the next one, the y coordinate is 2. So and 2 equals to, now the y coordinate of A is 7, y2 is Q divided by 2. So let me repeat, we are doing y1 7 plus y2 Q divided by 2, and that y coordinate is 2. So this time we are going to have 2 to the 4 equals to 7 plus q. Therefore q equals to 4 minus 7 is going to be minus 3. So the answer is going to be p equals to 15, q equals to minus 3. So we got the values of p and q. Now the next question, question number B, is the line L, it passes through D and is perpendicular to AC. So we have this line AC and the midpoint of AC is D, but we want to find the equation of another line L. Now L passes through D. Now we know the coordinates of D is 8, 2. This was given. So L passes through 8, 2 and it is perpendicular to AC. So to find the equation, we have to find the equation of the line L. So to find that, just like before, we need to know the equation of a line, we need to know the point and the gradient, and we can find y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1. So to find that, all we can do is we can find the gradient of AC. Gradient of AC. So the gradient rule when 2 points are known, A and C, is going to be A is 1 7, C is PQ, which means 15 minus 3. So we can find the gradient of AC as change of y, which is y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 divided by change of x, 15 minus 1. Remember, if you take this y first, you have to take this x first as well. This would be minus 10 divided by 14. So 2 5s are 2 7s are, so minus 5 by 7 is the gradient. So therefore gradient of L, which is perpendicular line, so gradient of the perpendicular L, we can also call normal L, is going to be negative reciprocal. So minus 1 by minus 5 by 7, it would be 7 by 5. So this would be the gradient of perpendicular line L, 7 by 5. So now we have to find the equation of that line. Let me try to clutter it here. Equation of L is going to be y minus, it passes through D, so the y coordinate would be this, y coordinate of 2. So y minus 2 equals to m. M is 7 by 5 divided by x minus x1 is 8. So that means, I hope I'm able to do it here. So for integer coefficient, 5 into y is 5y minus 5 into 2 is 10 equals to 7 into x is 7x minus 7 into 8 is 56. So 5y minus 10, we can bring the 10 to the other side, so we can write 5y equals to 7x minus 46. So if minus 10 goes to the other side, it becomes plus 10. 10 minus 56 is minus 46, and this is the equation of the line L. Now the final question is that find the exact x coordinate of E. Now where did E come from? They mentioned that line AB intersects the line intersects the line AC at the point E. So we have this, let me write it here. Where can we write it? Some space. Yes. Okay, got some space. So in question number C, what we have this line AB and we have this line AC. So we have AC and AB. So what they're saying, you have to find where this and we have this line L. We have this line L. So this is the situation. So what we have to find, where does that line AC and this intersect? Now if you take a look here, you will see that this line AB is intersecting, let me draw a line that you can see. So this is line L, so this is line L, and this line L intersects this at the point E. So we have to find the point of intersection of L, the equation that we just found, and we have to find the point of intersection with this and the line AB. Now if you notice that AB is a horizontal line, we do not need to find the equation of the AB. All we have to do is take a look, the y coordinate of A and the y coordinate of B, they are 7. So if we extend this line is actually nothing but y equals to 7. Remember, when 2 points have the same y coordinate and they lie on a line, it is just a horizontal line, y equals to 7. So what we actually have to do for question number C is we have to solve the equation between the line that we found and the line AB, which is y equals to 7, and then we will find the point of intersection E. And one thing, when I did this, I need to change the format because the question was express the equation in ax plus by plus c. So when I found the equation, I have to write it as 7x minus 5y minus 46 equals to 0. Otherwise 1 mark would be deducted because it has to be 7x first, then y, then this number. So now to solve that equation, we need to solve, what did I write that? It's here. So we need to solve y equals to 7 is equation 1, and equation 2 is 7x minus 5y minus 46 equals to 0 is equation 2. If you solve the simultaneous equation, you'll find the coordinates of E. So you'll find the x coordinate and y coordinate of E. So that's how that sum needs to be done.